Hello DragonCrafters, this is Warcraft from Dragon Productions and welcome to another video. This week I actually want to talk about a really hot topic in any kind of time when it comes to video games, which is piracy in video games. I think it's a good continuation of a video that I made previously, which is Are games too expensive? You can look at your screen now and go to it and have a look at what I say there. So let's get on with the whole thing about piracy. What's my personal opinion? Let's start with that. It's easier that way. I don't agree with piracy for many reasons, right? One of the main reasons is because personally, I'm a collector. I love collecting stuff, especially video games. So having them, even if they sit around and I have not touched them in years, it doesn't matter. I love glancing at my bookshelf or whatever and see those games. For example, right now I'm watching to my PS2 games. I haven't touched in years. Some I haven't even touched at all. I just bought them because, you know, I liked the game previously, so I just bought them in order to play it sometime. I still haven't played them. They're still there. I still have fun just watching them. So for me, because I'm a collector, I love collecting. Why is that against piracy? Because with piracy, I can't have that feeling. Even if I have a retail physical copy of a pirate game, it just doesn't feel the same. There are some things, especially in older games, because I did buy a lot of pirate games. For example, PS1, I bought a lot of pirate games from literally stores in the street or whatever. Just you went out and bought a game and anywhere you wanted, you could buy a game that was pirated. But there was always something missing, so I think that was my first realization that I don't enjoy piracy. Another reason I don't enjoy it is because piracy can lead to less sales of that game. And if that game is a game that I really enjoy, or that is really good and it's controversial, or it's way ahead of its time, or just really a lot of fun, if it's cracked and anyone can access it, right? A lot of people will go to that pirate version because, well, no money, better, right? And I can play video games, which is cool. But that means that sometimes the developers, don't release a new game, so we don't get to see any new game from them. For example, I will give you another example for this one. If, for example, Supergiant Games, who made Bastion, one of my favorite RPG games of all times, if it was too heavily pirated, and it was pirated, Bastion a lot actually, but if that stopped the developers from making new games, I wouldn't experience the new game that comes out. Now, it's another fact that I didn't enjoy either Transistor or Pyre that much, but that's another story entirely. But let's get back to the topic at hand, piracy. That was my topic on it. Tell me in the comments below what you think, so we can discuss about it. Now, let's talk about the official kind of thing about piracy. What developers say? What is their thought? What's their take on it? Right. First of all, they think there are two sides of the coin, basically. They are saying that piracy is both illegal and unethical. That's how they view it, and it's common sense actually. It's not even about video games. I mean, piracy is not only with video games, it's with movies, one of the heaviest black markets in the world, and the music, of course, heavy things. Music, with the use of Spotify, for example, they started, battling piracy, but it hurt a lot until that point, a lot. We're talking about billions of basically lost money because people would actually just pirate everything. Now, that is the one side of the coin. The other side of the coin says that, well, if people pirate the game, right, and if they really like it, there is a fair chance a really high number of them will actually buy the game, which was actually true for me, right? Especially, again, Bastion, I mentioned that for a reason, because I first pirated the game, I really enjoyed it, and I made absolutely sure that I will want to buy that game when I had the money for it, to be honest. So when I had the money, I went to Steam, bought it, that's it. That's the official kind of topic and all that about the companies and all that. They basically don't like piracy. Absolutely. Some say that it could boost their sales because that way their game will be available to more eyes than people are actually buying the game, and therefore, like I mentioned earlier, some of them will actually buy the game at some point because they really enjoyed it. Other things that companies and DRM features have done, for example, like Steam and Origin and all that, they have added, for example, achievements. I honestly believe that achievements is one of the way that people, that companies actually ensure they want their players to, you know, feel good, because even if you can get achievements in a game nowadays through that it's pirated, first of all there will be the official achievements, so technically you can't brag about it to other players because, well, you just did it on a pirate version, so you could have help with that. So people actually look down, achievement hunters look very down on people that play pirate games because of that reason, or they just make continuous patches and things that they get, people are getting in their game. And if you have that game, you can just download. If you have bought that game, you can just, you know, launch it and it will be all there for you, or just download for a few seconds, for a few minutes, and you will have it. So that's another take that they do. Another take that they're doing is the digital rights management software Denuvo, right? Now, what is Denuvo? Because people don't have the right idea about it, I think. I will make a whole video for it, but Denuvo is basically an anti-tamper technology. That's DRM, basically. That's how they, you know, categorize it, how to pronounce it, to make it shorter and all that. What it does really do? It basically, it continuously encrypts and decrypts itself, so it's impossible to crack. That's the official statement of what Denuvo does. And Denuvo is actually very successful with a lot of games. I mean, when a new game comes out, usually without any kind of software encryptment and all that, usually it will take like hours when they get the game to actually crack it and just push it on the internet. But with Denuvo, we have seen titles that have been safe for more than 100 days, and that's a whole damn lot. I think there are some games that have, one game that has surpassed 500 days. I think I saw an article about it. And then there's actually a site that basically tells you what has been cracked, when it was cracked, how many days it did take for the game to be cracked. So it's one of the most successful digital rights, protection. Basically, these have people not, the official version of the game, do everything in the power to make it not pirate free. I should say that. And developers, that's the other thing I want to talk about. Some developers have taken another step in this, which I think is really, really fun. For example, some games, let's take, I think it was Grand Theft Auto 4, if I'm not mistaken, that if you had it cracked, if you had it pirated, here's what would happen. You would get into a car, right? All good, all that, but the car would start accelerating and then have steam coming out of the engine. Basically, it means that the car is totaled, and very few seconds later it would explode for the pirate versions. Another thing that From Software, the company that developed Dark Souls, here's what they did to some people that basically try to combat piracy in their own way. They would put monsters, right, that were extremely powerful, that would devastate them. I mean, they couldn't go because they were extremely powerful. Just have some fun on it. How they managed to do it, I have absolutely no idea. I will make a video about it because I think it's a really interesting topic, especially with Denuvo. I want to make a detailed video about it, and I want you guys to tell me what are your thoughts on piracy so I can continue this kind of video and, you know, have a conversation going. I want to answer your questions if you have them regarding piracy. I already told you my thoughts. Tell me yours so we can continue on this on. So this week is done for now for Gaming Talk. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you like it, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good one, guys.